Hey everyone, welcome back. The time is what am I trying to say? We're in a time now where energies are starting to pick up a little bit. This reading, I know that it's been a while since you guys have seen a post on my channel. I'm still in the process of doing another reading for you guys. It's being edited, okay? But the universe has placed this on my heart for each and every one of you, all signs of the zodiac, for predictions, signs, wonders, healing, facing your fears, facing the darkness, blessings, in the year of 2022. Okay, so I normally don't really like doing predictions, to be honest, but for some reason my spirit guides are kind of really pushing me to do that. It may not resonate with everyone because it depends on where you are spiritually. Okay, there's a huge portion of people next year who will be affected by what I may talk about in this video, and there may be a huge group of people who really won't feel the energies. They'll just maybe witness it with somebody else, you know. So this is for the sign of Gemini. I'm not really going in any particular order. I don't really know if I'll continue to do that on this channel. I will explain it in the other readings that I will be posting next year in January, which will be your Saturn return readings. These videos right now for the 2022 predictions, signs and wonders, for you guys Gemini, and for everybody else that I read for. It's not going to be pretty edits or anything, you know, no music or anything. Like, I'm just recording because I feel like I just want to have a conversation with you guys. I will be pulling cards. This is a reading. However, I may not necessarily show the cards on screen. Okay, so just to kind of explain that, just in case, you know, you guys had any questions as to why I may not be posting these videos in a certain way or a certain order. But that's just not what my soul or what my spirit is telling me to do. It wants me to just kind of go with the flow. You guys were the ones that popped into my head for today's reading, and we'll see who else pops into my head after you. So this is for all signs of Gemini, wherever Gemini is in your chart, for next year, the year 2022, or this year, because depending on when you guys watch this, you may be watching this right now in 2021, or you may be watching this in 2022. Either way, Happy New Year, wherever you are, whoever you are, whenever you're watching this, okay? Okay, so we're going to talk about, obviously, deeper aspects, deep-rooted aspects, past life energies that may have bled into your life, that is still affecting you today, that you will need to clear next year. Not just past life energies, deep-rooted family energies, ancestral, generational curses, all of that stuff, whatever comes out for the deeper-rooted aspects of who you are in your life. We're going to speak on the signs and wonders and predictions and advice from the universe for next year in that regard. But we will also talk about more of the surface level aspects of your life: finances, love, romance, family, friends, you know, travel, moving, you know, your job, your health, things like that. Okay, so we're going to pull in a couple oracle messages. One of them, the first one obviously is going to be about the deep-rooted aspects of your life, Gemini, in the year 2022. Okay, so once again, I may not necessarily show the cards on screen. Maybe sometimes I will, sometimes I won't throughout the reading. But once again, it's just me talking to you and giving you the messages that you need to hear. And once again, if you don't really resonate with Gemini energy, and you resonate with a different energy in your natal chart, feel free to watch those videos. Universe, source, archangels, ancestors, spirit guides, please come before us to speak to the sign of Gemini, all signs of Gemini for the year 2022, predictions, signs and wonders, advice, guidance for the sign of Gemini, all signs of Gemini for the year 2022, next year for the sign of Gemini. Okay. So Gemini, next year, as far as the deeper aspects of who you are, spiritually, metaphysically, things like that, touch, togetherness, like physical touch, okay? Hugs, kisses, handshakes. For some reason, I feel that that's going to be very important for you, or it is something that is very important to you. There are those of you, it could be just a few of you, who physical touch is very important because your senses are very powerful when it comes to physical touch. You can feel when someone is good or bad. Let's put it simply, right? There is something in regards to the dark and the light coming together when it comes to collaboration, when it comes to communication with others, relationships, friendships. Okay, I don't really necessarily see this as a romantic situation necessarily. Okay, this is more on the lines of more platonic relationships and connections. Your job, your boss, your manager, supervisor, business partner. And if your romantic partner is like a business partner and you guys work together, this pertains to that as well. Okay, I'm not trying to omit romantic connection and love and things like that, but I'm just saying the energies that are coming out right now for you on a deeper level in regards to touch and like just your senses, it's gonna be crucial that you. Okay, so there are those of you who have a hard time with touching people or people touching you. Okay, there could be a thing. There could be those of you who love touching and feeling other people's energy. Like physical touch is like something that you love. Some of you guys may have pets and you're very, very loving and nurturing to them. You're very affectionate. Some of you guys are very affectionate individuals, okay? You could have come from a family that was very affectionate. However, on the darker aspect of that, as that clashes with something in your spiritual life or in your roots or your ancestral life, you may have had somebody in your family who neglected that aspect of your relationship with them, where they were distant from you for whatever reason. Okay. Some of you guys may be dealing with an Aries. There are others of you that need to understand what compromise means. To be on a team. Some of you guys may feel like you work well on a team because some of you guys just think, that you have but you guys may have a lot of brilliant ideas when it comes to teamwork. However, there are times where those ideas may not necessarily be grasped or accepted by your team for whatever reason. And there will be lessons that come out of that next year for you, Gemini, that will help you to understand that, especially if you have Aries in your chart. if you have Aries in your moon or something like that, or whatnot. But there's something about Aries for some of you, and there's also something in regards to Capricorn for some of you. So just because your ideas are not necessarily accepted, it doesn't mean that they're bad ideas. Okay? You and your partner, whoever that partner is, whether it be a business partner or whatnot, a romantic partner or a friend, you may have great ideas. You may have a lot of wisdom. You may have a lot of knowledge. You may be very brilliant and smart. And you may not really understand why do people do that? Why do people think like that? Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. It's not really meant to make sense to you. You know, not everyone is going to make sense to every other person. You know what I mean? What does make sense to you, obviously, you know, it's okay to stick with that, but learn how to venture out into things that don't really make sense and try to make sense of them. Try to embrace them, because a good idea is not always for everybody. Everybody has good ideas. Everybody has great thoughts and opinions and whatever, right? Everybody has knowledge of something, but not everyone is going to grasp that. So you want to be able to learn how to communicate next year, Gemini, and even communicate with yourself in a way where you're not being judgmental. Okay? If there's something that you dream about, it's kind of like a little secret. You don't want anybody to know about this dream that you have, or these thoughts that you have, because you feel like they'll think that you're not logical, or they'll think that you're not yourself. It's okay to venture into that. Collaboration, compromise, teamwork, togetherness. It involves compromise in many different ways, in ways that will kind of challenge the ego. Not kind of, it will challenge your ego. When you put aside your ego, or if someone checks your ego, okay, or when you learn to check your ego next year, don't take it as, oh, I'm a bad person, or I'm not good enough, or I'm stupid, or I'm ignorant. No, it just makes you human. We all have ego, and it's okay to get checked. If that person doesn't like you and they're checking you because they don't like you, that's on them. You know what I mean? But if you have ideas, or you have an opinion about something, it doesn't matter what it is. If you have an opinion and people are really punishing you for your opinion, instead of just approaching you with love, that's just not your group. Right? If you're surrounded by people next year where you're kind of afraid to voice your opinion, because next year for everybody is all about speaking the truth. The truth will be spoken. And there's going to be a lot of people who are going to be upset next year. And a lot of it is going to involve social media, politics, the news, things like that, culture. So there are those of you who may have an opinion, but just know that your opinion doesn't make you a bad person. It might make you ignorant, but ignorance is not a bad thing, as long as you're willing to open yourself to knowledge to resolve that ignorance. Okay? Does that make sense? So on a deep-rooted level, Gemini, your soul needs to collab. It needs to understand that in order for you to thrive and evolve, you have to be willing to let go, because next year is all about letting go as well. Let go of your opinion or what someone else has instilled in you, in your life, as facts or as logic. That's going to be a huge release for you. A huge release for you next year, or this year if you're watching in 2022. Okay? Also, I'm getting that when it comes to love language, yours is different than other people's. So if you're with somebody, you're dating someone, or it's a friend of yours, and they have a different way of showing you that they care about you compared to how you show you care about them, sometimes that's going to be different too, and you may struggle with that. You may feel like, well, I answer their text messages on time or at a certain time, or I call them, how come they don't call me? Or I do this for them, and how come they don't do that for me? It's okay. They're just different. That does not mean that that person doesn't care about you. You know what I mean? Obviously, there's instances where, you know, a person really needs to they need to pull their end of the of the relationship, obviously, if you know, but there are moments where, you know, you may go a little bit overboard and feel like a person has to do exactly what you're doing for them. And that's not always the case. Okay. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into the more surface level aspects of your life, Gemini, for the year 2022. Your love life, your friendships, your family, your health, your career, the job that you have now, or the job that you want to manifest in next year or at some point in your life. The things that you buy, the things that you eat, drink, you know, cosmetics that you buy, the clothes that you wear, your appearance, you know, just all of those physical things, tangible things. Okay? The world around you, your environment. Okay? For Gemini, your source, archangels, ancestors, spirit guides, please come to us for the predictions, signs, and wonders for the year 2022 for the sign of Gemini. For the sign of Gemini. All right, let's see for Gemini 2022. For Gemini for the year 2022 predictions, signs, and wonders. Let's see. For next year, Gemini, the solar plexus and the heart chakra need work, or they need to be activated or healed next year. You don't have to wait till next year to do that. You can do that now if you're already doing it. Great. I've been getting the color green for you guys. There's something in regards to innocence and just being open to soaking up knowledge. No matter how, like I was saying earlier, just because it doesn't make sense doesn't mean that it's not good. It doesn't mean that it's toxic or that it's stupid, or it's okay to embrace what doesn't make sense. There are those of you who may not feel comfortable befriending people who are of a certain religion or who believe in certain things. There may be maybe some of you who feel subconsciously, whether you want to admit this to yourself or not, where you may feel uncomfortable around a certain group of people or a certain race of people, a certain culture of people, okay? Based on how you've been raised, what you've seen in the news, what you see in the media. And, okay, that can be for a couple of you. To be honest, it's okay to admit those things to yourself. So as long as you're willing to change those things and to open yourself to people, places, and things that will defeat those prejudices. We all have prejudices or had prejudices at some point, whether it be in regards to religion. I used to be so upset at Christianity when I had let go of that. Okay, because I realized how much I had been lied to about spirituality and and the existence of all living things, right? But I had to realize, like, I was angry because of my upbringing as a child and how much my parents kept a lot of things from me and my siblings. But I had to realize as I got older that Christians aren't bad. You know, people can believe whatever they want, so as long as they are respectful, as long as they are loving and nurturing and trying to push themselves to grow each and every day, it doesn't matter, right? As long as they're respectful of all living beings. Okay, it's when we break those rules of humanity where we forget that we're human, everyone else is human, everyone else deserves love and affection and respect. When we break those rules, that's when things get messy. That's when things turn bad. Okay, so there could be prejudices that, again, we all have prejudices at some point in our lives, all of us, okay? Because we have traumas, we have ways that we were raised, you know, And we are in the Aquarian age, right? We've moved away from an age for the past 2,000 some odd years, and we're now in another age. Change is inevitable, Gemini, okay? It's inevitable. Embrace that. Embrace that. Be like a child, Gemini. Find that innocence. Find that innocence within yourself. When you were a child, some of you guys, when you were little, you may have been very inquisitive, got yourself into trouble or got yourself into things that your parents may have thought you shouldn't got yourself into, but you were just curious. You were a very curious child, okay? Find that curiosity, right? Because when we become adults, we kind of conform to how our parents brought us up in some way, shape, or form, or how society has, built certain ideas into us based on what we read and what we watch, right? And listening to our friends or colleagues, talk about certain topics. But it's okay to let all that go. Like, it's okay to decide that this is what I think about this topic, or about this situation, as long as you're willing to change that when the universe says it's time to change that. It's time to evolve, right? So embrace innocence. I'm also getting there could be one of you. There's somebody, Gemini, where you don't like being seen as stupid or ignorant. If someone challenges you or says, no, that's not how that works, or this is what I found in my studies or whatnot, you may feel challenged and feel like, oh, so you're telling me that I don't know what I'm doing, or you're telling me I don't know how to do this, and that. Gemini, remember that you're human, please. Please remember that. No human being knows everything. Yes, you're smart. Some of you guys are very brilliant. However, it's okay to accept, like, oh, I probably shouldn't say that, or I probably should stop doing that, right? No, everyone, I always say we're perfectly imperfect. We're perfectly imperfect. So embrace that. You are perfectly imperfect. So when someone checks you on something, or if you realize, even if it's not another person, if you just realize like, oh, maybe I need to change how I think about this based on something you read or something you watch or a documentary or whatnot, don't fight that. Just realize, okay, I think I'm going to change that. Maybe have a conversation with somebody who's willing to embrace that about you. Maybe talk to a friend or a family member and let them know, like, hey, this is what I've been thinking about, and I used to think about it this way, and now I'm thinking about it this way. Kind of get their opinion, and try to get some feedback. Maybe it's okay to get feedback. It's okay to share your thoughts. I feel like there are those of you that I'm talking to who have no problem with that. Okay, you're really good with having conversations about change and how you can change your perspective on something, right? And that's what kind of sets you apart from your friends and family, okay? So the energies of compassion, nurturing, motherhood, kind of being a mother in a way. Some of you guys may have a Gemini moon, okay? But there is like a sense of like nurturing people, wanting to help people grow, spreading your knowledge next year, okay? Once again, Gemini, if this is your children, if you have children and you feel that they're kind of steering away from certain things that you may have taught them or you wanted them to grasp in life, and they're trying to find their own way, don't be concerned with that. Let them figure it out. Let them figure themselves out and come to their own conclusions about how they feel about life, love, relationships, friendships, their career, jobs, whatever, their health. You let your children decide, because they're individuals. We all, no matter how tiny we are, and no matter how much we grow physically in life as we get older, we're all individuals every single step of the way. The moment that we're born to the day we die, we're individuals. We are our own person. So your children, yes, guide them, be there for them, nurture them. However, don't get caught up in trying to be so protective and trying to, get them to understand certain things, because they'll just cause them to resent you and cause them to feel like, I can't really talk to my mom or my dad, meaning you, Gemini, if you have children. So next year is going to be all about, if you have children or your own family, open yourself up to understanding, okay, what are my children trying to get me to understand? Or what are my children thinking about culture? What are my children thinking about religion? Are they wanting to embrace the religion that I've embraced? Or maybe some of your children, or maybe other people around you, maybe you don't embrace religion, and you could be atheist, or you could be just very spiritual, but you're not religious. And there may be people around you who embrace religion and they want to believe in a deity or a creator, right? And that's okay. That does not mean that you don't hold some type of place in their life, or that you're just set apart, or they're set apart from you, right? Big word for next year for you, Gemini, is compromise. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull some tarot for you, Gemini, in regards to predictions, signs, and wonders for the year 2022. Okay, signs and wonders and predictions for the year 2022. I'm going to pull 3 tarot cards from the Egyptian tarot, and we'll clarify them, okay, for Gemini, universe, source, archangels, ancestors for the year 2022 for the sign of Gemini. The year 2022 predictions, signs and wonders for the sign of Gemini for the year 2022. Collaboration. Yeah. Okay. This card wanted to. Ooh, yeah. Okay. Wow. Okay. That's nice. That's nice. Okay. So everything that I've been telling you came out in the tarot. Okay. I told you that the color green, which, okay, I'm gonna just show you this color. This is the Magician in the Egyptian tarot. There's that green color again. What's interesting, I said the color green, and honestly, I'm surrounded by green. Like, I'm looking outside, I have a window right in front of me, and there's just trees, and the green is so vibrant in the sun right now. And then we have the oracle message that came out for your more surface energies, the deer. And look at that green. There is some yellow in there too, but... And then, I have my plant here. Green. Abundance, prosperity, good health, fertility, birth, growth, right? Life. It's time to breathe life into anything that you do. Because whatever it is that you've been doing, Gemini, for the past few years or for the past year, for some of you, it's not really working, because you may stick to a certain fact or a certain way of thinking or logic that it's not going to push you or expand you. It's not going to help you thrive as an individual. It's not helping you. Does that make sense? You have two very powerful energies next year for you. And for some of you, the positivity that comes to you next year, Gemini, may not be easy for you to embrace, because it's going to cause you to realize, okay, in order for me to thrive, in order for me to live in abundance, I have to break away from these ideals. I have to break away from these thoughts and this belief system that I've created for myself, right? And some of you guys, if you have children, the way you parent is going to really you're going to realize that a lot of it has been affected by your own mother. Some of you guys, your mother, whether she's walking with you on this plane or she's passed on into the afterlife, your mother has a huge effect on how you parent. It doesn't matter if you're male or female, a father or a mother now, your mother has a lot to do with that, okay? It's not for everybody, but for some of you. So your babies, your children, okay, and the way that you want them to be brought up, and the way that you may have an idea or a dream is like, oh, my children are going to go to this school, or they're going to, you know, practice this, they're going to be, you know, practicing for this sport, they're going to be promoted here, and, you know, whatever you have, whatever ideas you have for your kids. I'm just speaking to those who have children right now. You may have an idea of like where your kids are going to go. And you may have the idea of like, I don't want my kid. This is where my kids are not going to go. This is what my kids are not going to be doing. I'm not going to be known as the parent who raised their kids this way and that way and da 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 da, right? Let go all of that. Let go. For those of you who don't have kids yet and these are the ideas that are running through your head, let all of that go. Because your children are probably the main, that is the experience of your children are going to be, that's going to be the very thing that changes you for the better, and that will open your eyes to things that you maybe have deliberately closed them to, right? Let your children teach you. And some of you guys have something to teach your parents too. You're helping your parents. Okay? Let go. Just let go of, like I've been saying lately, the safety mechanisms. Let go of the, don't even pull the parachute. Don't even use your parachute. Just fall. Just let go. Let go. You have two major arcana here, the Magician and the Fool. They're both facing the same direction, okay? The same direction. There's prosperity and abundance, fertility, pregnancy. There is a lot of beautiful energy here. New opportunities with your career, Gemini. The way you think, what you believe will be challenged next year is going to be challenged in 2022. Then you have the Six of Pentacles. That's all about equal give and take here. That's all about compromise, right? I'm telling y'all. Okay. Before you get pregnant, or if you are pregnant, start going through the process of letting go of what is hurting you and wounding you. Let go of the ideas of, oh, this is how my life is supposed to turn out. This is when I'm supposed to have kids. This is when I'm supposed to get married. This is when I'm supposed to get my car purchased. This is when I'm supposed to pay off my debt. Let go of when I'm supposed to. Stop. Let go of, oh, they're supposed to. Okay? Let it go. Okay. All right, Gemini, let's go ahead and clarify these cards for the sign of Gemini, universe, source, archangels, ancestors, for the sign of Gemini. For the sign of Gemini. What messages do you have for Gemini for predictions, signs, and wonders for the year 2022? For the year 2022, for the sign of Gemini. All signs of Gemini, universe, source. For the year 2022, predictions, signs, and wonders. Yeah, some of you guys next year, you're definitely pregnant. You're getting pregnant. Others of you, you're going to have a lot of abundance that comes your way. Your health will improve. Your relationships, all of your relationships are going to thrive. So as long as you're willing to embrace collaboration and compromise and teamwork. Okay? Without those things, your life will not thrive, okay? Clarify these cards for Gemini universes. For others of you, there's a masculine deity or a passed on loved one who is a male, or just who carries a masculine energy, who's here to help you in this regard next year. Okay. Yeah, it's a lot of masculine energy for you guys. So yeah, there are those of you, there's a Taurus that you're dealing with. Some of you guys have a child who's a Taurus. Others of you, you are a Taurus sun, or you resonate with Taurus in your chart. Okay. There are those of you that have little hobbies, you know, or there's something that you love doing. You like doing arts and crafts, or you're very utilitarian, or you just do little things like gardening and things like that. You love cleaning your house. You love anything with your home. You love going hiking, you know, off-roading, whatever. You love walking your dogs, you know. You like taking your pets into different locations. Like if you guys have a dog or a cat or whatever, you know, and they're like your companion, you like taking them different places, or this is something that you need to start doing next year. Okay. But some of you guys are learning to save money, or next year you need to save money, like here and there. Set aside a little bank account or a jar just for fun, just for you to enjoy. Okay. And also set some money aside for you to enjoy other people. But there are those of you next year, you are going to be faced with lessons in understanding how to compromise and how to really connect with your children. Okay? Or with your parents. It doesn't matter how old you are. There's baby steps here. Okay? Take baby steps. This is not the time for you to be trying to like go through leaps and bounds to like get to a goal. Take baby steps next year. There are those of you who have a lot to think about in regards to getting pregnant. There's a lot that you guys need to think about in regards to a choice, making conscious and confident decisions. Whatever choice you make, it doesn't matter what choice you make sure it is a confident choice and you are ready for whatever comes with that choice. This is all about forward movement with confidence, with ambition, with the intent to thrive with others. With others. Your solar plexus and your heart chakra need work next year. Spending time in nature. Like I said, going hiking, off-roading, going on nature walks, going on a nature retreat, going camping, gardening, whether it's indoor gardening or outdoor gardening. Going grocery shopping if you're going to go shop for produce next year, start going to farmers markets. Don't go to the grocery stores where their produce is being pumped with hormones and chemicals and sprayed with chemicals. Go to the farmers market. Do your research before you go buy your food as to where those vegetables or fruits are coming from. Some of you guys are, I don't know where this is coming from. Some of you guys are going to start making bread, or you're going to like be more choosy or more aware of the type of bread that you eat. I don't know where that's coming from. Yeah, some of you guys are going camping. Some of you guys are going to start, need to start doing candle work, okay? Or you're going to be sitting in front of a fire, like a campfire or a bonfire. And this is when some type of, or some of you guys are going to be cooking. This is also cooking as well, baking, cooking, whatever next year, where you're just going to really recognize something. Something's going to really stir in your mind and your heart while you're doing this thing with fire. It has something to do with fire here, okay? Cooking, camping, what have you, okay? And I want you guys to look at this before we come to a close for your reading. the bottom of both of these decks, these are two different tarot decks that I'm using right now. You have the Five of Pentacles and you have the Five of Swords. Your mind and body need healing. The way you think and what you believe, what you stick to, because you feel like if I sway away from this, like things will crumble for me. No, it won't. Embrace. Stop being in such conflict with yourself. Stop having a defeated mindset. Like if I start thinking this way, or if I do this, people are going to think that I'm not good enough, or they're going to think I'm stupid or illogical or whatever. Let it go. Pick a direction. Choose a direction. And move towards it. Okay? Okay, y'all. Sending you guys much love and light. I wish you guys the very best of luck on this journey. Stay safe, stay healthy. Love yourself as you love others. Happy New Year. Y'all probably won't see me until January, okay? But I have not forgotten about any of you guys. I think about you guys all the time, and I always have messages from Spirit and the universe and my deities who come to me wanting to make sure that I talk to everybody in the sign of the zodiac. Whatever comes out of this channel is all because my spirit has moved me to do so. So if you don't see me posting consistently every month, it's because it's not much that the universe wants me to say. Okay, that's all. So sending you guys love and support, and I hope to see you guys next year. Bye, guys.